Hi, welcome back to this fifth video of 2021, and in this one I'm going to try to explain the 5 proofs for the existence of God in 5 minutes or less. There's no doubt that this is the most popular article in the entire Summa. If somebody has just heard of one article in the Summa, this is the one. This is something that we should probably commit to memory because there are so many atheists in the world. We need to be able to defend the existence of God because it really makes a lot of sense, and Thomas has some good reasons. Okay, the 5 proofs for the existence of God are motion, cause, possibility, necessity, perfection, and intelligence or governance of the world. So we'll go through these kind of quickly. First one is an argument from motion. St. Thomas basically says that we look around and we see that there are things in motion. Nobody's going to deny that. And we know that something put that something into motion. And he says that thing that put something into motion had to have been put into motion also, and that had to have been put into motion also. And so we see that something can't be both the mover and moved in relation to the same movement. So you go back and back and back according to movers, and at some point he says it only makes sense that there has to be something that got it all started that wasn't moved itself. That is the great unmoved mover, and Thomas says that is God. The next one is proof based on efficient cause. It's very similar to the first proof, and in this case we look at cause and effect rather than movement. These little piglets were caused by mommy pig and daddy pig. They were caused by their parents, and they were caused by their parents, and such is the case for every cause. But again, we can't go back until infinity and just keep going back and back and back. So at some point, St. Thomas argues, there had to have been an original uncaused cause, and he says that this uncaused cause we know to be God. All right, so now the third proof for the existence of God, according to St. Thomas Aquinas and Aristotle, is possibility and necessity. This is a really interesting one. We look around, and all these are based on observation. Okay, these are not based on theology, they're based on observation. We look around and we see lots of creatures out there, turtles and spiders and birds and snakes and cows and human beings, and Thomas says, well, all of these things are just possible to exist because we know that they can be corrupted, they can die. Okay, so none of them are absolutely necessary. You and I are not absolutely necessary. So then he says, if all things could possibly not exist, then at some point nothing would have existed and nothing would have begun to exist, and therefore, well, there would have been nothing. But then we look around and we say, well, there is something. There's all these creatures. So Thomas says that means that there has to be something necessary, something that created these that is not just possible but is necessary. And surprise, surprise, he says this is God. All right, number 4 is degrees of perfection. We observe in the world that there are degrees of perfection. Some people are holier than others, like Mother Teresa. Some are smarter, like Einstein. And some, like Simone Biles, are more athletic than the rest of us. And so we see gradations, more beautiful, more holy, more, and Thomas says, well, all of these gradations, all these things that we judge are according to some maximum. And he says there also must be a uttermost maximum being of perfection. So all these perfections must be based on some great perfection out there. That is the perfection of all the perfections. And he says this absolutely perfect being, which is the ultimate perfection of all things, is God himself. All right. The last one is actually my personal favorite, based on intelligence or governance of the world. And he says, we see non-intelligent creatures like ducks and spiders and the photosynthesis and composting process carrying out, but it's not by intelligent creatures. And so he says we observe things lack intelligence, but nonetheless they act for an end and a purpose. They act for the best result, and they are designed in this way. They are being directed by an intelligent being as an arrow is directed to a target by the archer. And he says that if all these non-intelligent creatures are being guided to an end, there must be some intelligence behind it. And he says this intelligence is God. So there they are, the 5 proofs for the existence of God according to St. Thomas Aquinas. Please commit them to memory, and we have explained them in less than 5 minutes. Thanks for watching. God bless you.